friends. For art today, we are going to make some spring branches where the buds have just opened into little blossoms, little flowers and little leaves. I have with me some branches that I snipped out of my garden for you to see. Do you see this branch here? It has yellow flowers on it. This is from a Forsythia bush. Forsythia, in the spring, the buds open into these beautiful yellow blossoms. And then after just a little while, the blossoms fall down and green leaves appear, which are beautiful too. I also snipped a piece off of another bush that I had growing here that has little green leaves growing on it. You see a lot of this from a lot of different trees and bushes in the spring when the buds open and those little, brand new little baby leaves pop out. So we're going to make some of these branches. And to do this job, you're going to need some sticks. So I went out and I collected some sticks. Nothing too big or fat, so just some nice skinny little branches, and they can be different lengths. And also to do this job, you will need some tissue paper. So to make these Forsythia branches, you will need yellow tissue paper. And if you want to make these green little leaves, spring leaves, you will need green tissue paper. And I also thought you might like to make some cherry blossom branches. When the cherry blossom buds open, they open into these beautiful pink flowers. So if you want to make a branch from a cherry blossom tree, you'll need some pink tissue paper. And I'll show you how we're going to do it. I will make a Forsythia branch. So I'm going to use the yellow for now. And you might want to make just one branch or a whole bunch of branches. You see how you feel. You also need some scissors and glue. All right, so with your tissue paper, you're going to just cut little squares. And they don't have to be perfect or anything, just little pieces like this. So you're going to need a whole bunch of these tissue paper squares. And then what you're going to do with these tissue squares is you're going to scrunch them up into a little ball. So there, I've got one, and that's kind of fun to do. Separate your pieces so you only get one piece at a time and scrunch them up. Scrunch, 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 scrunch into a little ball. Doesn't have to be a tight ball. It can be just a loose ball. Little bits can be sticking out like this, right? And you go ahead and scrunch those. I would do that first before I start gluing on. I'd get a whole collection of these ready to go. Get them all scrunched up and ready. Oh, I had more than one piece here. Let me separate those. That will work better. All right, so I've got enough to get started now. And then you can use a glue stick or you can use a bottle of white glue. That would work really well too. And what you're going to do is you're going to get some glue on your tissue. You need quite a bit of that glue. And then you are going to attach it to your stick. You're just going to squeeze it, pinch it on until it sticks. I'm going to get another piece of my tissue, get some glue on there. And this time I'm not going to glue it right beside the other one. I'm going to come down a bit and then stick it on. So there's a little bit of space between these blossoms here. All right, I'm going to get another batch of tissue here. I'll come down a bit and squeeze it on. And let's do, you can put as many of those as you want. I wouldn't go all the way to the bottom of the stick. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to leave part of the stick without the blossoms. That way I can put my branch into a vase. I'm going to put it into a real vase and it will look like a real branch brought in from my garden. So I think I have room for another blossom here. Here we go. And I think that's looking just about right. Do you see how it looks similar to the real Forsythia branch over here? I'm going to show you some branches that I've been working on here at my house. Here they are, and I'm putting them in a real vase. I'm going to add this one I just made to the batch here. And do you see how they look very realistic? I did green tissue balls on some of the branches, and I did the yellow ones to be the Forsythia, and some pink ones to be the cherry blossoms. And you know, if you put them in that real vase, you actually might trick some people. Some people might come and see those and say, oh, what beautiful branches you brought in from your garden. You might trick them, they look so realistic. Okay, have fun making your spring branches.